brushed up my face, brushed up my
that A9 though, right?
Yeah, the A9, dude. A9's fine.
Dude,
the A7R3 doesn't pan out for me. I'll just get the A9. Oh shoot, that was live.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said the A7R3 doesn't pan out for me. I just buy the A9.
Damn.
I don't think anyone caught it because they have to watch the pre-roll first.
Nope, they're gonna see in the replay.
I'm gonna cut.
Remember that time we said like we were just like nobody's on the stream when we were Rockefeller, and I played it back later. I was like, oh, they record all that.
Oh no, should chop it off. What is up? What is up, guys? Charles Nigel Jr. November 6th, I'll have enough to pre-order the A7R3 coming from an A6300. I think it's going to be a huge upgrade.
It definitely will be. It will be game-changing, as they call it.
Game-changing. Your focus is going to be crazy. Full frame look and everything. Photo Miyake is apparently missing out on the pre-show because he went to watch some Philip DeFranco.
That's all good, man.
I guess he forgot about the pre-show that we usually have. Don't really often have anymore because Danny is late to the show nowadays.
Whoa, what? Ruben, what's going on, man? And I'm the Brown.
Michael Pierce, Patrick Chang. I'm the Brown calling out Michael Pierce in the house.
Photo
Psych.
Wrong number.
What's going on, Photo Miyake?
You drink that McDonald's iced tea.
I talked about you, Photo Miyake. We talked about you at Photo Plus. Why weren't you there? You got a big fan waiting for you, and you didn't show up.
Chris Mega Games, what's up, man?
What's up, Pat Adolfo? What's up? We got all the familiar peeps here, but in case you're not familiar with the live show that me and that one camera I do every Monday night, we do a pre-show 10 minutes before the actual show. So we'll start at 7 p.m. And yeah, talk about some new gears, Photo Plus experience, and we'll get into the nitty-gritty of the news.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Jason Bond, did you pre-order the iPhone 10?
No, I didn't. I think I was like so busy in New York. Completely forgot about it.
We just went straight to the store.
My dad was talking to me about it. He was like, I need an iPhone X before I take off to Vietnam in about a couple of weeks. And I was like, you're crazy, man. I'm not. Vietnam. Now you have to line up for it.
The question is, was this the camera that everyone was kind of, hoping for? Who's going to get it?
Well,
the talking points later.
A7R3.
What's up?
You talking about the iPhone X or the
A7R3, man. A7R3.
No, man. The iPhone X is definitely a game-changing smartphone camera with 12, 13, 14 megapixels now. I don't even know.
Just go 42 megapixels, man. Just get the Sony sensor in there. What do you call it today?
I just saw a pre-roll made by pretty popular filmmaker. He was shooting on a Red, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm shooting with the LG V30, has log and everything. Compare this footage with the Red," and I was like, "Oh my god!" It looks pretty good though.
Well, that's good, man.
Let's see here. I'm the Brown says, "Do you have an iPhone 8 Plus to test with your gimbal? Want to know if it'll work with a heavier phone?" With the Smooth 3, it should work without any sort of lens attachment.
The Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus is a pretty big phone. It just barely works. Like it works. It just barely works. If I had the regular Samsung Galaxy S8 phone, it'd be much better. It's just that's the case with it.
Maybe because it's a Smooth Q, but with a Smooth 3, you might have a better look.
Oh, okay, all right. I don't know about these other ones.
Are you using your webcam today, Danny, or are you busting out the A9?
This is the Alpha 6300 right in front of me. It's literally blocking the middle of my screen here. I just position it. So, Sebastian.
Yeah, Sebastian got a question for you, man.
Oh, guys, the question that everyone wants to know from me: does the Alpha 7R3 overheat? The answer is yes, it overheats. Okay, you heard it here first. Sony is definitely
not on my channel. Not on my channel.
Say goodbye to any opportunities with Sony, guys. For me, that is. But you heard it here first. This might be our last Monday live together. All right.
In all seriousness, we did not test that.
Nah, it overheats.
Yeah,
man.
That's funny because like we'll probably have to wait for like what Philip Bloom or Kai to test that, because then they like actually like when the A6500 came out, they had them like take the camera to a fireplace and actually like wait for it to overheat.
I don't know, man.
That was last year. So hopefully the next test can be near a fireplace for Danny.
I'll Airbnb a place with a fireplace.
David Coupler says, do you think the A7R 2 will be hard to get upon release? Nah, man, the A7R 2 is available now.
Yeah, you messed up, Jason. You know what he means.
Sorry, David. Gotta take it.
I think it just depends on where you order it, probably. But I think it's as usual. I mean, it just trickles in once it's out there. There's definitely some interest for the A7R3, but I don't know if it's on a huge scale. But
they said the A7R3 is like that's the second best selling camera on Amazon.
See, that's Amazon though, right? But
Amazon.
It might only be for a short period of time. I mean,
Amazon for me is like the pinnacle of marketing information. I'm messing. Pat Adolfo asks, how was that pizza? We're not as crazy as Francisco and his girlfriend Ashley, who ate pizza every single day, apparently.
Wow, you are putting them on blast. So you are you know that.
They love the pizza, man. The best pizza that I had was a $3 pizza from Joe's Pizza. Bomb. What about you, Danny?
Yeah, the pizza I had on the first night I got there was pretty good too. I don't remember what it was called. I took a picture of it or something before I left. But it was like $3 for the slice.
And then Danny got destroyed afterwards.
Oh, we talk about that later. We don't talk about that situation yet.
We'll talk about that. We don't share toilet stories until the show. Chris Mega Games, I've been wanting this camera. The question is, 2 A6500 or 1 A7R3?
A7R3, man. What are you talking about, Chris Mega Games?
I'm a fan of having 2 cameras, so...
Chris Mega Games, just get all 3. 2 Office 6500 and an A7R3.
Yeah, you're going to need that multi-angle coverage for your streams. Yeah. Believe me. Just one on the face, one on the mouse and the keyboard, and...
Just sell the kidney. Everyone's doing it right now.
Michael is so excited. He already shared his new gear. Hang on to that, Michael. We're gonna re-up some new gears in just a bit.
Yeah.
I'm the Brown. When will work slow you down for you to work on your YouTube video?
Yeah, Jason's been getting on my case about that.
Dude, I was on everybody's case at PhotoPlus. Where's the videos?
Nah, I mean, I still got some projects to edit back at school. I still got an art project that I got to finish. I don't know. I hope soon. I'm the Brown. Hopefully soon.
Cool. Gab Ferreira asks, what is your ISO max with A6500 in auto mode? 6400. But yeah, I wouldn't go past 3200 for the A6500. That's just my personal.
Does it go to 25,600 or something?
Does it?
I don't know. I would go all the way to 25,600 if I had to.
Michael says he sold his A7R2 on eBay a minute ago.
Oh, shoot. Michael Macio's already making moves, man. He's making moves.
Angelito, is the touch focus any good? Yes, a lot better than the A6500. Photomiac, did any big YouTubers recognize you? Nah.
We'll talk about that actually at Photo Plus. It's pretty funny. Well,
okay.
We talk about our experience.
We'll talk about it. Danny got wrecked in New York.
Shoot. Careful, man. I don't want them to misunderstand that.
So I'm the Brown. Just threatened us. A public threat. Says he's going to come to Cali and push us around, and we don't get some content out. You gotta harass Danny, man, not me. I have content coming out. This is content right now.
Man, what the heck?
All right, 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Danny, you ready?
No, I'm not, but go right for it, man.
All right, we're not ready, guys. We're super unprepared for this live, but we're just going to go right into it. Nah, I'm just messing. We got something for you guys. Welcome back to another Monday Live. Sorry if the energy's not exactly there. Me and Danny are just tired from our New York trip, but we're gonna work it through. We're gonna work through the news and hopefully get some of that energy back. We're gonna rely on you guys on that. We were super excited. We had a ton of fun at Photo Plus, so we definitely want to share our experience with you guys. Definitely want to clear up a lot of the frequently asked questions that you guys left for us on our YouTube videos. So definitely pay attention to that because we got answers to some of your questions. Maybe not all of it, but some of it. And we'll talk about how the A7R3's dynamic range might not have as much improvements as we think over the A7R2. We'll talk a little bit about the 24-105 G lens that is coming out along with the A7R3, and as well as this interesting software that's going to get released when the A7R3 comes out, I think. But first and foremost, just a quick announcement, just a quick reminder for you guys that I will be doing a workshop in Los Angeles next week, actually. I was going to say next month, but and Amda Brown interrupted me with that $20. What is up? What is up, Amda Brown? Thank you so much. Please want to share your experience with the A7R3. What we're
going to have...
We'll
pressure on us, man. Damn it.
All right, that $20 is going to speed us up to that A7R3 experience now. But anyways, announcement, workshop next week. I keep thinking it's next month. It's actually in less than 2 weeks, November 10th and 11th at Sammy's in LA at the Fairfax location. So come out if you can. It's a free workshop. Links in the description box below. I'll be teaching you guys how to use the Sony cameras with the Zhiyun crane gimbals. And the next day, I'll be doing a joint workshop with Jason Lanier on how to be a YouTube creator. So pretty exciting things coming next week. So be sure to hit us up or hit me up. Danny might be there on Saturday, right?
Yeah, for sure. If any day, will be a Saturday.
Damn, Michael Pierce.
Michael Mischio coming in with the $20. He should have threw in that an extra $1 or a 50 cents.
It's topping us. All right.
Thank you, Michael. Hell.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you. I'm the Brown. You guys are awesome, man. I wish you guys came out to Photo Plus.
Yeah, that would have been pretty awesome.
Would have loved to meet you guys there. We had a lot of fun. So let's talk about new gear. Hashtag new gear. Let us know what your new gears are over the week. Using the hashtag new gear, we want to know what piece of new tech you picked up for your production or just anything in general. We will read it out loud. Danny, what'd you get, man? What you got?
I got some new gear. I got this Sony Alpha hat there that Jason's also rocking.
Oh,
courtesy of
Danny got bought out by Sony, man.
That should be the clickbait title. That one camera got bought by Sony.
Yeah, sold out.
So basically, I got that with some cappuccino. I pulled this wheel that no, I didn't get it from that. I got it from a workshop, from Francisco's workshop. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, got that. Then I had picked this up before I went on the trip. It's the Ceramic SRPAX1. And the reason why I got this is I have the Sony one. Do I have it there? So I've got the Sony XLR K2M, right? This little guy here that attaches to the top of your camera. And it has two XLR inputs, right? But it has no place to attach any microphones. So with this one, you have these slots on the side where I can attach two wireless microphones or something and attach them to the side. And I have space to put a small HD focus if I wanted another monitor on here. So that's why I picked this thing up here. And then I haven't really...
You didn't end up using it, right?
I didn't bring this with me.
Oh, man. I remember you told me you were going to bring it.
Yeah, I thought so too, but it didn't happen. What the heck? Alex Sandoval.
Oh my God. That $25. Thank you so much. Support from a fellow creative. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Alex, thank you, man. Appreciate that. The Sony RX100 Mark V. Finally got this thing after it being out for 9 months already. Tried it out and used it in New York and thought the autofocus was a hell of a lot better than the RX100 Mark IV. So very happy with this little guy here. Still gonna be using it a bit more, but overall, very, very happy.
Do you find that the focus is much faster on the RX 105 over the 4?
Yeah, in terms of just in general usage, when it jumps from one subject to another, it was much quicker and more reliable. So
awesome.
Yeah, just got to sell my other one when I get a chance to.
Ooh. All right, as for me, I didn't really buy anything new, but Zuyun sent me the sick dual handle for the Zuyun crane. Yeah, this thing is awesome, man. So this is just in preparation for the workshop hosting next week. So I'm going to be showing off the dual handle grip for the Crane V2. Going to be showing off the Crane 2 and the Crane M. So I'm going to mount like various Sony cameras on like different crane setups so that, anyone who's going to attend will be able to play. So I have the Crane M for the RX 100. I'll have the Crane V2 for the 6500 and the Crane 2 for the A7R2 and the 24-70. So you guys will be able to see like how each variations of the crane will support different setups.
Jason, that's pretty sick. Can you say like what it like weight wise, what the payload can be on that thing?
I think for the 2 was like 7 pounds. What was it? I forgot.
The one that you have, the dual handle.
The dual handle. Well, the dual
or
handle.
Just like a hand.
It's just a handle. It doesn't actually increase the payload of the gimbal. So the handle is just for more stability. I think a lot of people do like the dual handle support. They can't really do it with just one hand for the gimbal. So just want to give like a different option out there for anyone who's interested, especially those who come to the workshop.
Sweet.
Awesome. Let's go ahead and read some of the new gear that you guys just picked up. Thank you again, Alex.
Folks, we are in the hashtag new gear segment. All right. Sorry, Jason, cutting you off.
No worries. Yeah, we're in that new gear segment. Thank you again, Alex, for that $25 donation. That would have came in clutch for those dollar pizzas. Let's see here. Patadofo says, new gear, I got nothing.
Smart move. Save up for that A7R3. Everyone should not be buying anything right now.
If you didn't pre-order the A7R3, don't buy anything right now.
Don't buy anything right now.
Justin Dilworth sold gear, sold his Phantom 4 Pro. The Mavic is good enough for me. Nice.
Dustin's making moves for that A7R3, I'm telling you.
Save that money.
Angelito
Juice says Pilot Fly H245 with a 4th axis. I don't know what that hashtag is actually.
I thought it was like hashtag broke or something, but Patrick Chang, hashtag new gear, Sony 85 f1.8 FE, sold by 55 millimeters. You're gonna love that one, man.
Oh, snaps.
55, awesome. The 55 is sweet though, man. But I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Hey guys, I also see that we have some questions, so hang on to those question types. We're gonna answer them. Be sure to repost them like around 7:40-ish. That's when we do FAQ. All right.
Yeah.
David Osler says he got new gear, new Sony A9. Whoa.
Is that number 2, David?
Is that number 2? I thought you wanted another GH5, like 4 GH5 or something. Damn. That's cool though. The A9 is sick.
He's stocking up.
Danny took some photos of me with the A9, and I was so impressed.
The thumbnail for this was from the A9.
Yeah, thumbnail was from the A9 from that one camera guy. Alex Sandova says, new gear, Canon Pixma Pro 100 professional photo printer. Whoa.
Nice. I hope I can break my other one. I have 2 of them. And then I think one just bit the dust. We'll see.
Daniel Crotty says, new gear, bought the new Sony 85-14G Master for headshots. It's beautiful.
Shoot. Jelly of that lens, man. That thing's massive, man. When I saw Francisco have it, I was just like, it just reminds me of how massive that lens is.
I'm like, dude, he was carrying around throughout the whole convention. I'm just like, isn't that hurting your shoulder?
Well, he wasn't doing the clip thing, was he? He was doing the clip thing, no?
Yeah, he was doing the clip thing. It was A7R2 85 with the battery grip too. I was like, how's that not killing her?
And you find out later.
I shouldn't complain.
Later. It was the A7R3 all along. We just knew it.
Well, our backs killed us. I mean, me and Danny was like peak design.
Oh God.
All the cameras in her bag. Dead.
Damn
Underbrown
tripod.
asked, I'm going to buy that attachment for the crane. Are you going to review it? Probably, but not. Hopefully, maybe in like a couple weeks after the workshop, I'll focus more on the review for that.
Photomiac dropping some imaginary money that I wish I could donate. It's all good, Photomiac. Appreciate it, man.
Photomiac coming in clutch with that. $50. Imaginary $50. Thank you.
We'll take whatever we can get. Photomiac.
We'll take what we can get. That $100 Hong Kong money the other time.
Ace7690 says I got an A9 a couple weeks ago. I feel like I should have waited for the R3. Send it back. Can you send it back? Send it back.
Honestly, I think the A9 is really good. So you don't need those 42 megapixels. I think the A9 is just fine.
But could have saved $1,000, man. It's a lot of money.
Save $1,000, man.
It's a lot of cheddar.
Myco Pierce, Crane 2 and Small HD. Very nice.
How you liking that Small HD, man? Wait, is it the Small HD Focus or a different Small HD?
Let us know. Chris Mega Games, no new gear. A7R3 fun has begun. Renting out my kidney.
There we go, man. Just got to share that with people that got problems, man.
A lot of people. That's the future. That's the future one day, man. I wouldn't mind renting out an eyeball or two.
I'm the Brown. I don't know yet about the A9, whether I'm going to sell it though. We don't know. I don't think I am.
Alan Andrews, hashtag old gear. Lots of Nikon gear because A7R3 was the trigger to move to Sony.
Ooh.
Alan Andrews about to throw up an eBay listing on all his Nikon gear, so keep a lookout. Keep a lookout.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Let's see. Karma family asks, where is the workshop? It's in Sammy's, Los Angeles. It's the Fairfax location. The Sammy's on Fairfax.
Wait, what? Steve says that one camera guy told my friend about your challenge. She liked the name so much he started a channel called That One Sparkle Attic.
Nice. Look at that.
Cool.
Let's see here. John Gamis bought a slightly used A7R2 for $1,900. Nice. That's a good deal.
I think that's going to be the deal for a while, man. A7R2s. I mean, if you don't need the speed, it's good.
David Lamb. Let me get back to you in a bit. Hold on to that question because we're going to answer it in just a bit. Let's see here.
Jim Penn. Hi from Minnesota. Well, hello, Jim. Hi. Minnesota. One of our viewers told us we don't say, was it Philadelphia? I don't remember, but it says we don't say hi back. I want to make sure.
We'll say hi. Just comment again. Jim Penn, new gear, Sony 85 G Master. The wife doesn't know yet about the 7200 G Master. Max Urif in the house. Oh, what snaps. A7R3, 24 to 105. Man, you doing it big, Max.
Wait, Max. You mean you have it already, right? It's already in your hands.
Oh, sorry, Max. Sorry, we're not as cool as you. Still rocking the A7R2 at the house right now.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, damn, Max. Hey, Max, why weren't you at Photo Plus, man?
Maybe he was there. We just didn't know.
Well, maybe. Would have loved to meet up with you, Max. Again. Let's see here. Awesome. Okay, I think we've got through all the new gear stuff. Let's talk a little bit about our Photo Plus experience. Danny?
All right. So first of all, I haven't been to New York before. It was my first time there. Flight went okay. Got the extra legroom space because I asked for that one. And got to New York, raining a little bit, cold, windy, hot, all at once. I don't know how I'd explain it, but first night went all right. I missed that get-together we were supposed to have. Yeah, that first day, Jason. I fell asleep. I napped.
Oh, right. Yeah, the weather in New York was pretty bipolar. But how was New York for you? I mean, like you told me that,
it was,
you live in an area where there's like a bunch of farms and wide open spaces, and now you've come into a city full of tall ass buildings.
That's the thing. That's what really got to me was the fact that I thought I was not going to really like New York because I didn't really like tight spaces, I guess, or I didn't like where there were just so many people or big cities, right? But I actually didn't dislike it at all. I actually really enjoyed being in New York, being in New York City, Manhattan area. Just kind of owned it. I just kind of did my thing while I was there, and we walked around forever. I remember the High Line area we walked through, but
Oh yeah.
it was just like everyone's doing their own thing. I'm doing my own thing, and it blew me away. I mean, it was just a very scenic place, just really interesting. Everything's like within walking distance, if not public transportation will get you there in no time. But really did enjoy my time there, and definitely will be back again next year.
Yeah, really like New York. It's my third time there, and you're absolutely right. It was my third time there, but I've never taken the subway until this time that I went. And surprisingly, it was a lot cheaper, a lot cheaper than all the other transportations that we were riding. I mean, we took Uber, we took taxis, but my God, the Ubers over in New York is so much more expensive than in LA. And like the time estimates that they give you were of when you will arrive to your destination is like completely off. Like their estimate is always wrong. For LA, it's like they'll give you the estimate, but you'll arrive much earlier than you would expect. So oftentimes when we were writing the New York one, we were so familiar with how it works with LA that we actually it just doesn't apply to the New York Ubers. So kind of threw us off.
I don't know, man. I'm telling you, my last day there, Saturday night after our photo walk, when we were hanging out a little bit at Times Square, I didn't sleep. Got back 3 o'clock to my but at 3 o'clock at my apartment, I checked out from my Airbnb already. Took a taxi, took an Uber. It was like $70 to go from there to the airport.
I should have told you the taxi is flat rate to the airport.
Really?
Yeah, it's $50 with tolls along the way if you run into tolls, but even with the tolls, it was like $60 in total for us.
It's all good, man. It was fine. I had an interesting chat with my driver, so it was all good.
Yeah, that's the experience that you would get with an Uber ride versus a taxi, where he didn't talk to us the whole way. But
yeah, the other thing too that I thought was really interesting was just that everyone there from all walks of life was there. People from all different race, creeds, and everything. And it was just a really interesting experience coming from a small town, and I just really enjoyed it overall, just in general. As far as food's concerned,
food.
So was it you and Vivian took me out to go eat at the Halal Guys, right? So that's what they're called.
Right. So like one of the popular eats in New York, street food in New York is Halal Guys. So we took Danny there. It was Vivian's first time. It was his first time, and if you guys are familiar with Halal Guys, how would you even explain what Halal Guys is? What sort of food is that?
It's just like, it reminds me of kind of like Indian food a little bit, or the rice and everything, just Middle Eastern food.
Middle Eastern food.
Yeah.
And like they have gyro, they have chicken. It's like a chicken gyro combo plate. And what the specialty of it is that once you get the plate, you're supposed to like splatter like white sauce all over it. You're supposed to like put a bunch. And that's what we told Danny. But Danny instead took like the most spiciest sauce that they have, and we warned him too. And he's just like splattered that all over his Halal Guy.
Oh shit!
We're just like, Danny, that is like really spicy, and he was like, "Nah, don't worry about it, guys."
I was like, man, I like hot food, man. It's all good, man.
But he underestimated how spicy it actually was.
Yeah, that stuff was so hot, man. It messed me up. When I got back, I was like, the restroom was my friend for the last 4 hours after I got back. It was not good, man.
When Danny was eating, a tear was like literally right here in his eye. I saw it, man, and his lips were like swollen. It was burning red, and I was like, "Oh my God, poor Danny."
Oh shit, man. It was not a fun evening that time, but I pushed through, man. I got through it, literally. I got through it.
Yeah,
it was good. I'm not saying it was anything bad. I really enjoyed the food. It was just I underestimated that heat from that fire, and you know what happens when you eat really hot food. So
you did a good job. I mean, like you actually almost cleaned out your entire plate, despite the fact of how much hot sauce you actually put on.
I was just like, Jason bought the food, man. I better go eat it.
Yes.
was like, oh crap, let me just get as much as I can off and eat it. But damn.
Right. And as for the pizza, I think Alex sent us a video on Brett Conti's dollar pizza. Unfortunately, we didn't have too much dollar pizza while we were there. I had pizza only twice. Had a really bomb pizza place called Joe's Pizza, $3, but it was super good. I mean, like I never had crunchy pizza before. I don't think that.
Oh, wow.
I mean, like crust wise, yes, it's crunchy, but the whole thing itself, like the bottom of the pizza, was crunchy. It was so good.
Yeah, really liked the pizza that I had. I was very happy with it. But I usually like everything, so I mean, except that hot food.
Well, what about Photo Plus, Danny? I mean, how did you feel about Photo Plus as a convention as a whole?
Yeah, I thought the location. I've never been to the Javits Convention Center. Obviously, it's just a beautiful place. I mean, the location, the way it looks, it's amazing. And as far as the conference itself, I mean, I wasn't expecting like as far as the expo floor, because that's basically the most part that we checked out was like the expo floor. It was kind of what I was expecting in terms of like seeing these different booths and everything. But a lot of the magic happened at the Sony booth for the most part.
Yeah. Sony was front and centered.
Mm-hmm. And that's where people recognize us the most. So we stayed at the photo booth.
You guys are watching. We super appreciated that you guys actually said hi to us. And for those of you who came out to the meetup, thank you so much. Meetup was quite successful. I think quite a bit of people showed up. I think like 15 to 20 people. I'm sorry if a few of you expected that it was actually going to be a photo walk. We initially just planned to just gather together, just talk and just eat. But luckily, Francisco Joel Hernandez was with us, and he came in clutch with his friend Boris and Marilyn. Yep. And we were able to get some nighttime shooting with Marilyn and squeezing a little photo walk for some people.
It was pretty cool. It ended up shooting at Times Square, and it was a completely interesting experience going to Times Square if you haven't been there before. Shoulder to shoulder, it was just packed.
It was packed. I don't even know. I couldn't even get around. I mean, like just me walking to McDonald's that was only a block away took me like 10 minutes to like squeeze through the crowd. When I got to the McDonald's, having to use the restroom, I had to wait another 20 minutes in line for it because there's just so much people there.
Yeah, so we were already shooting and getting things going, and you had to go out there, right, to the restroom.
Yep.
Jason disappeared.
By the time I got back, the photo shoot was already over. So that was how bad it was. But we were actually really lucky to actually get a spot somewhere in New York. I mean, in Times Square to actually do some photos, because if you guys are familiar with Times Square, it's just the foot traffic there is just insane. So having that one little spot for 20 of us just to shoot some photos is awesome. We lucked out for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Big time.
Cool. Awesome. I think that's pretty much it, right? Anything you want to add about Photo Plus?
I just want to talk about Francisco's walk.
Right.
Photo walk.
That's where we got the hat.
So I wasn't expecting those hats, man. They brought in some hats, trying to buy us into the whole system, and here we are. Sony Alpha hats. That's how we got them.
So what was cool about Francisco's photo walk as well as other Sony photo walks, and this is for just future FYIs, guys. You guys need to go to these like photo conventions because there's going to be a bunch of these photo walks that are usually free, if not just a couple bucks. But what's cool about the Sony photo walks is that you can actually use their gear if you don't have a Sony camera, if you don't have a camera at all, or there's a certain equipment that you want to test out. Sony's going to roll in 2 giant Pelican cases, have some gear for you to use. You just need to I think give them your ID or something in exchange. But that's pretty cool. I mean, like a few people who weren't shooting Sony or didn't have proper portrait gear was supplied with one so that they can participate in this photo walk. So I thought that was a very, very interesting thing. And of course, Francisco did an amazing job leading that photo walk. And our motto was awesome for super talented Paris. Yeah.
But yeah, it was the first time going on that High Line. I had not been there until that day. Another amazing viewpoint at the High Line in the Javits Center, man.
Cool.
And I still remember when we walked all the way there. I don't know if Aldris is watching us right now in the live stream, but man, we walked the entire High Line, almost the entire High Line, until we hit up Chelsea Market. But man, it was good times.
Good times. Love New York. We'll be back soon, though. Definitely.
Yeah. Soon.
Garmer family asks, where do you guys get the hat again? Go to these photo walks, man. Go to these Sony events, and you'll get some free swags.
There was also a Sony booth there, and that's they gave like this cappuccino or coffee with a little they'll print your picture out. So basically, take your picture in front of this booth, and then their cappuccino machine or whatever will print out an image of it onto the cappuccino. And then there was actually a little booth there where you can actually spin this digital wheel, just like Fro's wheel. And they basically give you different options of stuff you can win from Sony. So if you spin it, you could win a hat, a beanie, some gloves, a little bag. Yeah, there's different kinds of like Sony gear if you're into that stuff. So go to those events.
Go to event. Go to Photo Plus. We highly recommend it, guys. If you live in the East Coast, go next year. It's definitely fun. I think the next one that y'all can go to is WPPI in Las Vegas. So if you live somewhere near Vegas, you guys got to go.
Will do.
Cool.
You know, talking about that real quick, Jason. WPPI. I was looking at like the time frame, and then also CP Plus because I noticed that WPPI happens, and then right after is CP Plus, like what ended up happening last year. Right. So, man, I don't know. CP Plus. I'm thinking about it. It, Jason.
I don't know if I can go to Japan in February, but I would love to.
But maybe Vegas for sure, though.
Vegas.
We'll see.
For sure, Vegas. I really want to go. So if you guys are going to Vegas,
all right,
let us know. It's in February. We'll update you guys more on WPPI. WPPI is like a wedding photo convention, wedding photo video convention. So just to give you guys a little context of what's happening there. Cool. So let's get into the meat of the show. Danny, you ready for this?
Yeah, let's just do it, man. Let's try to get that energy going, man. I'm dying out here. All right, let's go.
Cool, let's do it. Guys, if you're watching right now, give us a thumbs up, like the video, and let's keep going. So question for you guys while we tackle on some of the FAQ, the current FAQs that we have is, have you guys pre-ordered the A7R III? Let us know in the chat. And do you think, whether or not you pre-order or not, do you think that it's worth the upgrade over the A7R II?
Yeah, those are some good ones.
Cool. So Sony A7R III, we got some questions curated from my video, from Danny's video. So we're just going to blaze through them. So pay attention right here. A lot of people were asking me, does the A7R III have picture profiles? Because as you guys know, the A9 does not have picture profile for whatever reason. They said they didn't want to include it. But yes, I can confirm the A7R III does have picture profiles. They have picture profiles up to like 10 slots now. So the reason for that, the reason for 10 picture profiles, 10 slots for picture profiles is because of the hybrid lock gamma. So you can now put hybrid lock camera profiles into one of those slots if you choose.
Yeah. You definitely saw that one. There was definitely extra picture profile slot for that.
Yeah. And the next question is it 10-bit or 8-bit? I believe it is still 8-bit 420. They didn't really emphasize that in their presentation while I was at the Sony event, so I'm just assuming that it's still 8-bit 420 instead of
internal. Yeah, internal.
Internal. Yes, internal. So internal, it's still 8-bit 420 is my guess.
All right. Does it crop when shooting in 120 frames per second? From the looks of it, and from confirmation from Sony Pro support, the answer is no. There's no cropping.
No, which is good news. And I think it's 1080p now, right?
Yes, it is full. It's full HD. Full HD.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Now I can finally use the 120 frames per second on the A7R. Next question is, do we have play memories on the A7R III? As you guys know, there's no play memories on the A9, and we regret to inform you that there is no play memories on the A7R III.
Ah, dang it. Cannot circumvent the camera to get unlimited time recording, unfortunately. They're onto it.
They're onto it. The play memories, Danny, what was the reason that they told us for not having play memories?
So here's the situation. Apparently, I'm not going to say any names or anything like that because for reasons, I guess. They were asking the engineers about it, saying that it was. They asked, were they going to get rid of play memories? The engineers said no. And then they asked, why doesn't the A7R III have play memories? And the answer from the engineers was, we don't include play memories because professionals don't need play memories app on their cameras. So they removed it off the A7R III. So that was the logic behind it, apparently. Now, based on the source that we spoke to, I'm pretty sure that's a pretty good source. But yeah, that's what the response was from the engineers from Sony. So I don't know, man. That's weird. That's weird, Jason. What do you think about that?
I think it's weird. It's absolute. It's just.
It's weird. What you're saying
it is.
It's in your other cameras. It's been in your previous A7 cameras. I mean, I personally don't use the Play Memories app much, but there's people that take advantage of the time-lapse features on it. And I definitely take advantage of the time hack. But other than that, I mean, you know, it's like people want it, right? And so they apparently professionals don't need it, and they just removed it completely and completely ignored it. So there you go.
Mean, I wouldn't know how much space Play Memories would take up, but there shouldn't be a reason for it to remove Play Memories, especially those who have already invested in a lot of money into apps, getting those apps for their Sony Alpha cameras. So it's a definite shame that there's no Play Memories on the A7R III. Let us know, guys, what do you use Play Memories for? What sort of apps that you bought on Play Memories that you use on your cameras? For now, I know a lot of people are asking, how would we be able to use time-lapse? How would we be able to do time-lapse now on the A7R III or the A9? They told us you're going to need an intervalometer.
I am going to say, though, we were told to try and get feedback from the viewers and asking them whether or not they do use the time-lapse app. So if you do if you do use Play Memories app, please let us know if it's something that you absolutely use and that you absolutely want. And potentially we can probably voice a concern about it. So if you do use it, let me know, or let us know in the chat.
Definitely, guys. If you ever see like A7R III videos popping up, just comment Play Memories. We want Play Memories or something. Just
Yeah, because the feeling is nobody cares about it, basically, and so they don't want to include it. Yeah, that's what their logic is about it.
Yeah, but definitely voice your opinion. Let them know that it is definitely needed in the next, or at least in the next firmware update for the A7R III and the A9. Because you think they'll be able to put it back, Danny? We have firmware update.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just garbage that they're doing that.
So moving on, and we'll definitely read out some of the comments in just a bit, but we only have like about 4 more FAQ questions to go through, and we'll go ahead and jump into answering your questions about the A7R III. The chat's going wild right now, Danny. So does it have my menu like the A9? It does, right, Danny? I think.
Yes, it does. It pretty much has the same menu system as the A9 with the exception of a few different additional items. I was recording a comparison between the A9 and the A7R III menu system. It's just slightly different. It's not exactly the same, but you definitely do get that My Menu option. So actually, that's a question I have. I mean, I think some people are actually going to use this the A9 and the A7R III. The A7R III being a secondary camera. And usually you want your cameras to have parity, meaning they're very similar. So having that My Menu option is going to be really handy, I would say.
Yeah.
So
yeah, perfect.
Oh yeah. What is the My Menu basically, Jason, for those people that don't know?
I guess. I mean, I wouldn't know. I don't have the A7R III or the A9. So Danny, why don't you let us know what the My Menu is?
My Menu is basically like something Canon has. I think Nikon already has it, where you can choose the most. When you press menu, there's a section called My Menu. You can basically put the menu items you jump to the most onto that section. It now has that, obviously, like the A9. So it's a much needed upgrade. They really should put that damn thing in the other cameras, but it is what it is. So
as to if that kind of feature will come to the A7R2, A7S, to the older iterations, I would say don't get your hopes up. I don't think so. I think these new implementations will be strictly for that generation of the camera. So the My Menu it will come to the newer cameras now, but it won't go to the older cameras. People ask me, is the menu any better? You know what? I don't know. I'm so used to the menus on my own cameras that I don't really personally have too much issues with it. But I know people are just kind of like about it. How like most of the menu aren't in alphabetical order, so it's really hard to find stuff. So
look, I would say
if you're confused with the older menus, you're going to be confused with this one too. Sorry, Danny.
Excuse me. I would just say, man, you can customize that menu option, like I said, with the My Menu. So You just need to spend some time, spend an hour, spend 2 hours, especially if you rely on this camera for professional work. Learn the menu, and over time, you'll get to know it. I mean, it's the argument everyone makes. Yeah, it's not super intuitive, but if you use the camera enough over and over, you'll start to get the hang of it, and you definitely need to do the quick functions and customize it. So, and you do the same thing, right, Jason? You customize it buttons wise, and
yeah, I mean, with the limited customization that I have with my menu.
I mean, it's still pretty good. Even without it. I hardly ever jump to the menu anyway, you know.
And the last thing is it's not really an FAQ, but something that I think not a lot of news source really picked up on was that you can now actually rate the photos on your camera, and I think Danny's the one who actually got to saw how it works.
So what's really weird is now where the C3 button is right there, it has a little picture of a little key. Now you can rate the photos, and when you're on playback, you can quickly press it multiple times, and it'll star it. You'll see the stars appear, and we talked about it on the Friday live show. I'm happy. I'm so happy about that. I don't know if a lot of people take advantage of it or not, but I think I'm just so happy they finally got that darn thing on there. It was starting to annoy me. It really was. I would snap portrait photos, and I would show that I'd show it to the person. I say, which one do you like? I was forced to remember the number. Now they can just mark it. So anyway, I'm happy. I'm happy.
Yeah, totally. I'm happy about that too, just because, like, you know, I'm not the most perfect photographer. I like to snap 30 freaking photos of myself for my Instagram, and sometimes when I bring it back to the computer, I forget which one is my best take. I mean, like, when you're reviewing it on the spot, you know what it is, but porting it to the computer, waiting for Lightroom to load up all the preview images, you're just like, well, which one was it again? Well, this one looks similar to this one. So having that rate button is definitely going to be useful for what I do. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into your guys' comments as well as follow-up questions for the A7R III. And Grace Suit is asking, so can you still Wi-Fi photos to your phone?
Yes.
Yes, you still can. You definitely still can.
Oh, shoot. I didn't talk about this. This was something very interesting. I don't know if the A9 does this already, but you can do a proxy video now, like a literal, like in the menu, it says proxy video. You remember seeing that, Jason?
Yeah, from what I understand, it's the same as dual record, though.
But what I really like about it now, and you can, if you do dual recording for the proxy recording, I never knew this, but you can actually transfer the video, the proxy recording, to your phone. I did not know that. I did not know that. Sorry for the hiccups, guys. I did not know that for the A9. But in case you were interested, you can now transfer that 720p video through not through Play Memories. Well, I guess on your phone, directly to your phone. So I don't know if that's any value to you. I feel some value to it because there's times where I record video and take photos, and sometimes the video I want to send it to my phone. So I'm definitely going to keep that option on there. So very, very interested in that. But I think it was only first implemented in the Sony A9. There.
Danny, your halal guy is supposed to come back out.
I'm going to barf the halal guys right back out here.
Yeah, but that's actually pretty cool. Just like tack onto that proxy recording. It's like JPEG for videos. You're shooting in 4K. And now you have a 720p file that you can actually transfer over to your phone for a quick delivery. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's something that's gonna be beneficial to me if I want to, you know, send out any preview videos on my Facebook or my Instagram.
Exactly. Right? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And good quality. Good quality.
720p is fine, guys, for mobile devices. So
yeah.
Garma.
Yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
So we're gonna go ahead and shout out those comments. I don't know if you want me to, Jason, or not, but Alex Sandoval says BS on the Play Memories.
Yeah.
Garma family says doesn't really use Play Memories. Ayusha Shrestha, why no Play Memories? Go ahead, Jason.
We just got a $5 donation from Kawaku. Thanks so much. Okay, well, he sent us a questions, and there's a super chat, so we got to take care of it first. Is the Sony 7200 f4 on the 6500 good enough to blur and compress the background? Yeah, I think so, Danny.
Absolutely.
I think so. You're having that lens that already gives off that compression already, and on a 6500, Yes. Just keep in mind that the distance that you have with the 7200 on a crop body is going to be significantly closer. So what you want to do is you want to back up. But yes, definitely.
You'll get the compression obviously because of the 7200 Kwaku, and a lot of people actually shoot like f4 even with the 7200 2.8. It's normal to shoot at f4 because it gives you enough depth to field with portraits when shooting at like 200 or something or 135. So nah, you're good, man. You're good.
You're good. Thank you so much for the donation, Kawaku. And if anyone has any questions and want us to really tackle it, super chat's the way to go. Let's see here. The Rateau smooth reflections and the ND filter app was good for the 12 to 24. So if you use the smooth reflection and the ND filter app on the play memories, I'm sorry, it's not going to be available for the A7R3.
Unless we make a big stink about it, I'm telling you right now, and that's the thing. If we make a big stink about it, there's a potential that we could probably get it back. So again, once those A7R3 things are out, make comments on it and really voice your concern. Like they'll see it. They are paying attention. Like I know we joke around and all that stuff, but they have people that are actually looking at the comments in the videos.
Yeah. Danny and I will make a video, so just leave comments, leave it in the comments that you guys really do demand play memories. Not just our videos, any videos that are out there. If Mac's gonna make a video, definitely leave a comment on Max's video. Leave it on the Sony Alpha Facebook page, whatever. Yeah. Do what it takes to get the word out.
If it's really important to you, hammer it, and they'll see it.
Jean Paul asks, why did it take away the panorama as well?
That disappeared? Shoot.
Did that disappear?
I'll check the video. I'll check the video because I recorded it
because of that they implemented a third custom button, right? Or the S and Q.
No, I mean the play memories. The camera has a native. Wait, what the freak? Let me see. I thought there's panorama in here. Is it in the A9?
It's on the dial for the other cameras. Whoa, never mind. It's not. Oh no, yeah, it's on the dial of the A7R too.
I mean, you can always do a panorama by just taking the photos and moving the camera. I mean, am I wrong on that one? But I guess they're looking for stitching it inside of the camera. I'm not even seeing it on the A9. I didn't realize that because I just don't. I haven't used the when I used the panorama, I just did it within Adobe Lightroom. So
yeah. So you can do it with the camera with the A7R2 and the A6500. There's a dial for the panorama, but I guess it's not there for the A9. So
that's the
next best thing to do is just to stitch it up in Lightroom or Photoshop as you would do for any of the bracketing long exposure stuff.
But I totally get it though. I mean, if you wanted it in camera, you wanted something, yeah, it kind of stinks.
Nick K says Star Trail, time lapse, and touchless shutter is extremely helpful. I guess that's for play memories.
I think there was this feature where you can just swipe your hand over the back of the screen. I think.
Well, that's cool. Chang Su, are you able to use the smartphone remote on the A7R3? That I don't know.
I believe you can. I think you could still control the camera because you can still connect the phone to the camera, and the phone already gives you the ability to like take photos or hit the record button. I believe. I will check later.
Chris Mega Game says the time lapse feature is great. Sony should just include it as a fast and easy way to make those types of videos. Photo Miak says that's because Sony decided they want to play with the big dogs with Nikon and Canon, so they got rid of the Play Memories app.
Ayush, they better put those apps built in.
I don't think so.
They really should.
Yeah, either built in or I don't think it's going to be built in ever, but if they can at least just put back the Play Memories app, that would be at least give an option to install or uninstall it. I don't know. Find some way to do it.
Cody,
Link. Yeah.
Do you think they will send an update and put Play Memories back in if we complain enough?
If we complain enough.
If you complain enough, there's a possibility it could happen.
Gray Suit, can the A7R3 Wi-Fi pix to your phone since it doesn't have Play Memories? Yes. As it will still use the Play Memories app, right, Danny? It will still use the Play Memories app on the phone, but there's no Play Memories app on the camera.
Yep, you got it.
Alex Dalton Media, I've used the time lapse feature once and haven't used it since.
I don't think I ever used it once, man. Maybe just as a tutorial.
I used it twice for one vlog only.
Yeah.
All my time lapses are just like a video sped up.
But see, whether we use it or not doesn't mean they can't implement it into a menu option and still keep it there for people that want to use it.
There are people who use it. There's definitely people who use it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Taylor Wilson says the time-lapse is the only app that I purchased that I actually use because it's just simpler to use.
Alex Sandoval, I have the time-lapse app and the smoothing app for water. I've always used it, and it's a huge disappointment. Yeah, it is. Makes no sense. Still don't.
Diana Gladly, at the price point, those are just too small to take out. Time-lapse and play memories just should have stayed. I agreed.
Totally agreed.
Unknown Jones, I use the time-lapse all the time, so quick and easy. Helpful to have it in camera.
Alex Dalton, but it's a good way to preview, download photos to phone and stuff.
Karma Family, I thought every camera from the 6500 and up has the S&Q feature for slow-mo and time-lapse.
It does slow-mo, but I don't know if like a time-lapse where you get the actual files.
I think what he's saying is hyperlapse, or what he meant is hyperlapse.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, that's the quick feature. There's a slow-mo, and then quick would meaning be the hyperlapse.
Nick K. Is that Nick K? Nick K? Okay. I use the time-lapse Star Trail app and the Touchless Shutter app. They're extremely helpful. I can do Star Trails in 30 minutes instead of 3 hours with the Star Trail app. There you go, man. That's awesome. Thanks. Chris Mega Games.
He's got his picket sign ready. What if ask 120 FPS crop? No cropping. Full HD, no crop.
Scott Harris, what features such as IAF?
I don't know what the question is.
I'm assuming, well, just know that IAF is much improved over the Sony A9. Well, I'm not saying much improved, but it is a little bit better than the A9. And A9's eye autofocus is amazing already. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yush, any update on the A7 III or A7S III? None yet. No. So hopefully we'll hear something about either of those cameras before the year ends. But I'm not holding my breath for it. Maybe an early 2018 announcement.
Yep.
Let's see here. Rados asks, does the A7R III have the option to choose smaller RAW files? That's a frequently asked question I forgot to put down. No. Just one straight up RAW option. Just one option. No smaller.
You only get smaller JPEGs. Now, yeah, here's a trick. If you want smaller RAW files, if you want 18 megapixel RAW files, you have to shoot in crop mode.
Yeah, that's the only way. Oh, that's actually pretty interesting. I never thought of it that way, but
yeah,
nice. Quattro. Jason, if they will put back play memories, will you give me your hat? Here you go. Here you go. Let's see here.
Dustin Dilworth says that play memories is poorly implemented, but people do care about it.
I just wish the live view shooting with the phone is much better on the Sonys. Like I've used it and it's bad. For Panasonic, oh, so much better. You can actually touch on the phone and it would just focus on the camera. It's crazy. Scott Harris, what features such as IAF work on A mount? How is the autofocus speed with the A mount? That's something that I don't know too much about.
If you really wanted a direct answer on that, I don't have an answer off the top of my head, but you could, if you're with pro support, you can call them and ask them that exact question. They can give you a better answer.
Yeah. Yes. 120 FPS crop? No crop. No crop. No crop. Let's see here. Anything else about the A7R III are you seeing, Danny? Whoa.
Pat Adolfo saying, would we buy for 3,000? Would we buy A7R III or a crap ton of New York pizza?
A7R III. Julian Diana, Brazil
I'm
here.
I'm hanging in there with the hiccups.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Wow. It's almost 7:50. Okay, guys. From here on, I guess we'll just tackle
questions. If they have a question about the 24105, we'll talk about it. Just keep going.
Any general questions you have, we're going to tackle it from here. Hashtag QA. You can keep asking about the A7R III. We'll just probably skip the other news for today. A War Chortle, do you think it's worth trading the 7200 2.8 from Canon for the Sony 7200 f4 for the autofocus accuracy using the A7R II? For photos, yes.
I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily for autofocus accuracy. I would say for the low light. But I don't know. I don't have a comparison between those two lenses that makes one faster than the other.
I mean, I used to use the 7200 from Canon on the A7R II with the Metabones. It works okay if you're okay with the accuracy being.
I thought it was I thought it was a 70. I thought it was a G Master. My bad.
No, for the F4.
Then yes, for sure. Yeah, that might be worth it.
It's probably worth it.
Yeah.
John Kosi asks, how soon do you think Sigma 16 1.4 will be out? Your opinion? Best if I'm being hopeful before the year ends, but I'm thinking it's probably Q1 of 2018.
Marco Castro asks, sorry, I'm late. Just curious, how did the Sony A9 owners feel? I'd be very upset if I spent about $6,000. Well, it depends on the country, I guess, on an A9 only to have the Sony release an A7R III a few months later for half the cost. I mean, it's technically not half the cost where I'm from. It's about $1,200 cheaper. I don't feel bad. I mean, I think we saw this coming already. Like, Jason, didn't you already get the vibe that they were going to do something like this? Whether it was an A7 III?
Yeah.
It was already around the horizon. And, I picked up the A9 because of the sports features on it and the ability for it to take photos really fast and the impeccable autofocusing system. Am I bummed a little bit? Yeah, I am. But, I'm so used to this whole thing with Sony already at this point. So I'm not surprised. But I do get you, though.
I think something that's interesting that Danny and I talked about at the show or even before Photo Plus, or I forgot when we talked about it, but is that Sony has options. There's options. There's the A7R2 and A7R III. There's an A9. A7R2 is if you don't need any of the fancy features that the A7R3 has. Now I'm getting the hiccups. But if you don't need the dual card slot, you don't need that joystick, you don't need, what else? The bigger battery. You have the option to get an S2. The R2 is in no way inferior to the A7R III. It's just that if you are a professional, you value all the dual card slots, the bigger batteries, the joystick, go for the A7R III. If you don't have any reasons to move on to the A7R III, stay with the A7R2. And now the A7R2 is like $2,300.
That's a really good point. It's that just because the A7R III came out makes the A7R II no less of a good camera than it was, a day before it was announced. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. People were still making amazing photos with it. They were still using it. It didn't change that. It didn't change it at all. It's just, obviously, we're always in that mindset of needing to upgrade and having the latest and greatest, but the A7R II is already pretty good. But if you feel like you're going to miss out on the A7R III, definitely, again, try it in store if you can get to one, or rent it out and see if it's right for you. But like I said, the A7R II. But I would say if you're a pro and you want more reliability with the camera, the A7R III makes a lot more sense. So.
Yeah, definitely. So, and if you guys are in LA for my workshop, there's going to be an A7R III for you to play with. So,
ooh,
LA peeps, come show up to Sammy's. There's going to be an A7R III for you to demo.
I wonder if it's going to be a hot day that day, Jason. It's going to be hot.
We'll find out. I'll check the weather. Hopefully they'll let me put up a great part too. Let's see here. Got some Brazilian going on here. RC Flying and such. What's better than the Zillion Crane 2, the 5D Mark IV, or the A7R III? So as of right now, the follow focus and all the great amazing features from the Crane 2 only is compatible with the Canon. For the Sonys, we're going to wait and see.
Okay.
Push Rex says the problem with the in-camera panorama is usually not raw, so I would suggest vertical pictures and stitch them together. Push Rex has a point right there.
Alex Sandoval asked, did the engineers say that the Star Eater issue would be resolved soon? Unfortunately, that was not something I pried enough into. I apologize. I failed all of you. I'm so sorry.
If at any point, you see me or Danny going into any sort of events like this, please just drop us a DM and we'll be sure to remember to ask.
Yeah, because like actually it was funny because after our Friday live show, whatever questions we weren't sure about, the next day we went back, we tried to ask whatever we were called. So even the event that Jason's going to host, if there's questions you have, DM Jason and or me. If I stop by, we can always talk to pro support if you don't want to contact them itself. So
yeah, please. Jin Woo, what is up, my Asian peeps? Nice to meet you in New York. Jin, what is up, man?
What's going on, Jin?
Abs and handstands.
Yeah, I definitely saw that photo, man. And thanks again for letting me borrow your.
Yeah, thanks so much for letting us borrow your trigger to shoot. Couldn't have shot some amazing photos without you, man. Thanks for coming out.
Yep.
Taylor Dune, Jason, any news on the follow focus accessory for Sony? Not yet, but I'll shoot an email to Zuyun and let's see what they will have to tell me. Alex asked, did the LCD on the A7R III improve over the R2? Honestly,
it's going to be the same capabilities as the A9, which means if you record in 4K, the screen will not dim. I still think the screens are garbage. I'm not, it's improved, but I still feel the sharpness. If you see a Canon LCD versus the Sony, the Canon looks so much better. I mean, it's not a knock on Sony, but it's a knock on Sony. They need to really step it up. You know what's weird, Jason? I'll take some pictures of people, like a simple portrait picture, right? And I'll show them the back of the screen, and it doesn't look very good until I tell them, "Hey, look through the viewfinder, the EVF," and they're like, "Oh, okay, I can see it better." They'll usually say that as a response, and I was just like, "Why is that the case?" It's weird. The back of the screen they need to really improve that thing. I don't know. That's something to work on.
Maybe the A7R IV coming out next year, 2019.
God. Imagine. We joke now. We joke now.
Don Whalen asks, how's the autofocus in low light with the A7R III? If you follow Manny Ortiz or Francisco Hernandez, ask them because they were actually able to test the A7R III in low light.
Did it say video or in photos? I can't find the question.
It just low light in general, autofocus.
I mean, A9 autofocus is really damn good. So like I said, the autofocusing capabilities is on par with the A9. So -3B, you're going to be good. I without a doubt, it's good. Ramakant asks, is it possible to embed GPS data? Damn it, that is a good question. I think we got that, but I forgot to ask.
GPS. Let us know how you got. I mean, like GPS is just for storing metadata, location metadata to the photo, right?
Yeah, and it's done through Bluetooth, and so you activate it.
The 5D Mark IV has it, I believe.
Well, the 6500 has this ability.
What? GPS?
Yeah, I did a video on it. The 6500 can do it, but I don't know if. Yes, I see Bluetooth. I see location info link. Okay, if the A9 has the location info link, I'm gonna go back to the video. I'm like 90% sure the A7R III can do it too. Okay. Because right now I see it on here. Let me show it just in case people are not sure. On the A9, I don't know if it's too bright. It's too bright, huh? Damn it. Was it too bright? Okay. On the A9, it actually says location. Damn it. Okay. It says location link info back there. And then it also has the Bluetooth setting, so it definitely has that ability. Okay.
Guys, just in case, if you aren't following Danny, subscribe to him. That one camera guy has that information on his YouTube channel. And we only have a few minutes left. We're going to do our best to blaze through as many questions as we can. And if we don't get to it, just drop a comment, DM us or anything like that, or wait till the next Monday live show, which is on Danny's channel next Monday.
All right.
Let's see here. I'm gonna skip through some questions if we have already answered them, and if just watch the video.
Michael's asking really quick about the S-Log profiles in the A9. Sony, do you hear me? I think we still should make a big stink about it, but right now it looks like it's going to be a no, from what I've heard.
No.
A7R III does make proxies, Jinwoo, and you can use that for recording and editing 4K. You just got to figure out how to do it.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Evan Pollinger asks, do you think I can still get the first shipment if I pre-order the A7R III now? It's going to be tough. It's going to depend on which one you order, but B&H, I don't think you're going to get one on launch.
You never know.
You never know. You never know, for sure. Really depends on the supply. If it's like the Unicorn Lens 7200G Master,
Chris Mega Games, do you think Sony will do a firmware update for the 4K 60p like the GH5? The answer is no. I doubt it. It's not going to happen.
Buchador A7S2 versus A7R2 AF on video. A7R2 will smoke the A7S2.
Michael Mistro, Jason, when are you going to be at Sammy's again with Jason Lanier? What was the date?
November 11th with November 11th with Jason Lanier. November 10th is a solo.
Yeah.
Could you drop a link to your channel, Danny? I think someone's asking.
Okay.
Do you think the A7R3 price would, with the A7R3 release, would drive down the 5D Mark IV prices? I don't think so.
Wait, what was that?
Eric is asking if we think with the release of the A7R3 coming would drive the prices for the 5D Mark IV down.
Dude, the price has been dropping already. I think it's already getting wrecked already, man.
Yes. Froggy first, welcome. What's up? We already talked about the A7R3 and the apps already. What's the probability of the phase detection? Sorry. Okay, so Junin asked, what is the probability of the phase detection on the A7S3? It is a must-have, right? So this is completely not confirmed by Sony, but from what I've gathered, some of them are saying that it's to follow. I mean, like, they're not going to make another camera that doesn't have phase detection. I mean, like, the Sony is all about the fast autofocus. It's likely that the A7S3 will have phase detection.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it right here. It needs to have it. It'd be silly for them not to do it at this point. So
yeah, so it has to have it. It's just a matter of when that camera is coming out now. Okay. Carl Timothy asked, what does Sony Pro Support get you? Free lens cleaning, up to 3 shipments or something like that. You're allowed to get...
I see 3-day turnaround repair times. On-site support at select major events, obviously, if they can. You said loans already, right?
I didn't say loans.
You get loans for repairs if it's going to take a lot longer. And you get 3 complimentary maintenance services per year. Free shipping to and from repair facilities. And I think the word is some repairs are now going to be done with Sony. You know how they would send it out to like another company?
Yeah.
I think some are starting to move in-house. So that's a good sign. Don't quote me on it. I just trying to recollect what I remember hearing. Okay, so there we go.
Yeah. Max Europe asked, A7S3 12 or 24 megapixels? We're hoping, I don't think it's going to be 24, but we're hoping it's 16 at least. Is there even a 16 megapixel?
I think if they're going to do the 6K downsampling, it's going to need to be around 18, I think.
Okay, well, let's hope.
So,
yeah. By the way, Max, congratulations on the baby. I know we completely missed that from earlier, but congratulations.
For who?
Max. Max Europe has a baby.
Congrats, man.
Congrats. Everyone around me is having a baby. My baby's right here. Good baby. Awesome. I think that's pretty much it, guys. Danny, is there anything else you want to add or anything that sticks out to you?
Let's see.
Oh yeah, Andrew Kim as well. Just had a baby daughter, I believe. Nice. Jason Vong, are you next? Yeah, I'm cooking up a baby right here in my stomach. I always joke that my flabby stomach is Vivian Jr.
All right. Was it the A7R3? Like I said earlier with the overheating, all of them are going to overheat. It's just what conditions you put the cameras in that will cause it to overheat. So like me, obviously I put them in the oven. It's going to overheat. But other than that, I mean, it'll be good.
Yeah, just know that the A7R3 also has the auto temperature thing like now all the cameras have. So they're prepared.
You're welcome.
They're definitely
You're welcome.
Cool, man. I think that's about does it, right, Danny?
Yeah, that's gonna do it, man. I think so.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, I have a workshop next week at Sammy's Camera in Los Angeles. Hope you guys can make it. The link and all the information is in the description box below. And we'll see you guys in the next live on Danny's channel next Monday.
All righty, guys. Bye. And thanks again for all the super chats. See you later. Bye. Peace.
Peace.